All right, we are live with the Selling in a Crisis daily sales briefing. The topic for the day is protecting the golden hours. Let's keep it real. Most people right now are working from home and selling from home. And there are a lot of distractions at home. And it's really, really easy to get out of your daily rhythm. So the number one tip is to set up a daily battle rhythm. In other words, go ahead and sit down and put together a schedule with exactly what you're going to do to deliver a regular, ongoing, daily, consistent activity. And that means blocking your time out into really small chunks. So I like to block my time out in 15-minute chunks. So I'm going to do 15 minutes of this, 15 minutes of this, 15 minutes of that. So for example, I'll do a 15-minute phone block and I'll set a goal, 15 dials, and set one appointment. So 15 minutes, 15 dials, set one appointment. So the first thing is set up a daily battle rhythm. That's your routine every day, every day, every day, every day, and don't get off your battle rhythm. Next is learning how to set boundaries inside of your household. In other words, learning how to say no. And that's not just saying no to the people inside your home, it's saying no to people outside your home. A lot of companies right now, a lot of managers right now, because they're nervous, they want to keep their finger on the pulse, they want to talk to you, they're setting up meetings all day long. Your peers may be calling you. You want to make sure that you are saying no to anything that is taking you away from prime selling time. That doesn't mean that you can't do those things at a later time during the day, but you want to make sure that your daily battle rhythm has you front loading your core sales activity, putting things into the pipe and moving things through the pipe during the first part of the day when you're at the highest level of energy. So learn how to say no, and also learn how to say no to your own family. You got to make sure that your family knows that this is prime selling time. When you're working, you're working. When you're playing, you're playing. And the good news is if you will have a daily battle rhythm and you will block your time into small chunks, you'll set goals inside those chunks. You will front load your day with the most important activity, the golden hour activity, prospecting and moving things through the pipeline. For most of you working at home, because you don't have all the distractions of the office, or if you're a field salesperson, you're not driving to a bunch of appointments, what you're going to be able to do is get most of your work done in 4 or 5 hours, which is going to give you a lot more time to spend with your family and do things that, that they want you to do at home. And, again, we're all quarantined, we're all kind of locked in. So there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to need to do to entertain them and them to entertain you. But the most important thing is that you have a battle rhythm that front loads your day with the most important activity. You're blocking your time into small chunks. So you're concentrating your focus. You're saying no, so you're setting boundaries for yourself. Now, what's most important here is the golden hours. The golden hours are when you can sell, and you want to protect that. Because right now, we need you to go out there and crush it. We need you to get in touch with prospects, and you're probably going to have to do 10 times, 3 to 4, 5 times more prospecting than you're normally doing. You're also going to be setting up video calls with people so you can have conversations with your customers and your prospects. You're going to need time for that as well. But you want to protect that time. That time is sacred, and make sure everyone around you knows that. And if you do it, it's going to be a tough road. It's going to be very, very hard. What we're doing right now is not easy. But if you do that, you will get sales done, you will create connections, and you'll also be building for the future when we pull out of this particular crisis. That's it for the daily sales briefing. Do we have any questions?
From Bill, what 2 online courses would you recommend for someone in corporate partnership sales? I've read Fanatical Prospecting and Inked, but curious if you have a few that you would start with.
Okay, perfect. Great question, Bill. So Bill wants to know what online courses he should take in corporate partnership sales. So Bill, first let me give you a web address. Go to learn.salesgravy.com. That's learn.salesgravy.com. There's a couple of courses that I'd recommend that you take. One is take effective listening skills. So if you go to learn.salesgravy.com, you can take effective listening skills. Number 2, the second course I would take is the voicemail course. So the new essentials of voicemail, because right now as a sales professional, you're leaving a lot of voicemail messages. So it's really important that you understand how to leave voicemails that are compelling and will tell your story and get a call back. And then finally, I would take Selling in a Crisis. So right now, this is the most popular course that we have on Sales Gravy University, Selling in a Crisis. Take that course. That's learn.salesgravy.com. Bill, and if you'll use the coupon code GRAVY123, GRAVY123, it'll save you 50% on all of those courses. We have another question.
Hey, are you writing any books right now?
Are you writing any books? Thank you for setting me up for that. I am writing a brand new book right now called Virtual Selling. And I'm a crazy man. I'm absolutely have lost my mind because I'm writing as fast as I can. What I'm basically doing is writing a 60,000 word book in about a month. It normally takes 12 to 18 months to write a book like that. So I'm knocking the entire thing out because this book will be out mid-May, and it's going to teach you new skills for working with your prospects and customers in a virtual environment. Another question.
When will Outbound's virtual conference pass be available?
I don't know the answer to the question, when will Outbound's virtual pass be available? We are still working on it. You can imagine that in the middle of this crisis, the biggest thing we had to do was scramble to move the conference to August. It's a huge effort to do that because it's a really, really big conference. And right now we're working on getting that done. I would expect that we probably open the virtual pass up sometime in June. There are a few things that are up in the air right now. We just sort of need to watch the news to see when we're going to peak and when we're going to come out of this crisis, and then we'll have that information out to you. Thank you very much. There are no more questions. That is the Daily Sales Briefing. Join me every day here at noon for Selling in the Crisis Daily Sales Briefing.